Hi there and welcome. Please sit back and relax because we're taking you on a journey across America's innovation landscape, but with a very special focus on the place that put the country on wheels. So let's begin this incredible conversation. When you think about innovation in America, there are a few names or locations that will always light up the map, including Silicon Valley, where billion-dollar ideas are suggested over coffee. Los Angeles turned movie magic into digital domination. In Boston, brain power meets biotech. And New York City, where fintech and fashion tech pulse through every community. But if you really want to talk about transformation, building the future, block by block, welcome to Detroit. From electric vehicles to mobility startups, advanced manufacturing to artificial intelligence. Detroit isn't just playing catch up, but rather leading its own revolution. So for the next half hour, we'll explore what all this could mean for jobs, innovation, and the next generation of Detroiters. I'm Josh Landon, and this is Tech in the D. We begin with a local startup taking a creative approach to one of today's biggest environmental challenges, food waste and how to repurpose it. But as I soon found out, Ecosphere Organics is stepping up to the plate.
Project, so an alternative to a plastic for another business owner.
With a major in environmental science and her PhD studies at Wayne State University, Brittany Dabney is on a mission. She's looking to change the way we think about the food we throw away.
These are discarded foods like banana peels, orange peels, coffee grounds, things that are normally just thrown into the landfill.
Ecosphere Organics focuses on pre-consumer waste, items that spoil at grocery stores and restaurants. But the future goal includes repurposing the food waste from our very own plates using technology.
That's grapefruit, or used to be grapefruit.
I mean, currently grapefruit still.
Okay.
You heard right. Ecosphere is building an operation to help create a variety of items, from coasters to even potential fashion accessories, all from materials most of us consider trash.
Mixing all the ingredients together, coming out with basically our material recipe that will then get put into a mold to form a sheet of material. That's a plasticizer that he's putting in, so it's a natural plasticizer that's used in a lot of bioplastics.
And that's to make the materials softer and more flexible, along with the help of proper storage, fans, or simply air drying overnight. It makes the transition from waste to resource.
We have climate initiatives where all of our food waste that's going to the landfill that contributes to CO2 levels, methane levels, so all of the harmful greenhouse gases that we hear about frequently. And so by diverting that from the landfill and converting that into usable products, we can actually save and protect the environment.
The team says it has already diverted over 2,000 pounds of food waste, making a significant impact, followed by education with the help of Black Tech Saturdays.
They actually have given us the digital re-grant, which we're using that to actually add an educational component to the company. So where we'll have multiple tracks where students can learn about climate tech, green tech, and really get the skills needed to prepare them for the green economy.
In the state of Michigan, there is a push to reduce food waste. Dabney believes the key is innovation and partnership, creating a wave of excitement around eco-friendly products.
Right now, we're actually developing technology to help with that conversion from food waste to raw material, so we can do on-site processing at restaurants or, markets, grocery stores, anywhere where there is food that needs to be discarded.
The technology to repurpose food waste from the dinner table is currently in the early stages, but it cannot come soon enough. That's because it's estimated that in the U.S. alone, we toss out hundreds of billions of dollars worth of food. EcosphereOrganics.com is where you can score more information. All right. right, when it comes to identity theft and fraud, we continue to hear it's on the rise. Criminals are finding new ways to steal your personal information every day. But one Detroit-based company is working to change that by making digital privacy as easy as the click of a button.
Phone number, addresses, family members, past address history. You know what? This isn't stuff I want.
Every day, people fall victim to identity theft. Accounts drained, personal information exposed, and scams costing people, along with businesses, millions of dollars.
And so how do we fix that?
That's exactly what Detroit-based startup Hush is tackling. Using artificial intelligence, the company scans the internet for personal data, flagging anything that puts you at risk, helping users remove it before criminals can strike. The founder, Nicholas Ransbis, tells me Hush is like a Google search engine on steroids, digging deeper, followed by one-click access to delete.
Actually telling someone what's a problem is actually pretty simple, right? So think about answers to bank challenge questions, where your kids go to school. Those are the things that criminals use every day to pull off scams. And so we say, hey, here it is on a screen, simple and easy, right? Now you can use technology, using bots actually, to remove it.
This is much bigger than a little phishing scam.
The recent movie, The Beekeeper, features a scene where a scammer drains a grandmother's bank accounts, something Rambis says happens far too often.
When fraud gets to Hollywood, you know there's a big problem, right?
Rambis says Hush is already making waves, working with major brands like the Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, and StockX to protect employees.
So when hackers look for somebody, and they'll look for tens, hundreds at a time, they'll say, well, look, this person's got 50, 75 pieces of information about themselves. Hey, I can use that. This person's only got 5. Let me skip them. We're trying to make it unappealing for hackers to go after whoever uses our platform.
So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Here are a few tips. Avoid giving out your full Social Security number. Limit how often you share your phone number and email address. Also, freeze your credit to prevent others from opening accounts you have not authorized. Bottom line, secure your online information the same way you would simply lock your front door.
It's just good data hygiene to have the information removed again.
Here are some other tips to help you stay ahead of cyber criminals. Search your name online to see what comes up. Check your credit reports. And of course, use strong and unique passwords for all of your accounts. To find out more about Hush, hit up their website, gethush.ai. Imagine your vehicle predicting its own problems and then getting them fixed before it even breaks down. A local startup is working on the latest technology with the help of AI. Let's check out Altrium.
So it would take itself there. Like I said, you're napping, you're sleeping, your car needs oil change. It goes to get the oil change and comes back.
The talk of building more autonomous vehicles is current, but now that conversation is evolving. Imagine one day you'll be able to provide proper maintenance without lifting a finger or even going to an auto shop.
I think that a lot of people are worried, like, well, what about jobs? And I'm like, well, it creates jobs too, because we need people to maintain those centers as well. And we also need people to learn from to make these things possible.
Paris Plain, co-founder of Altrium, is playing a role in creating new technology to help you monitor what tune-ups or repairs you may need ahead of time.
How you drive the vehicle, issues with the vehicle, historical maintenance with the vehicle.
By using this device, built with a new algorithm, possibly becoming the future crystal ball in automotive.
This is a OBD2 interface, so this goes into the same spot that when you go see a mechanic and they plug in their device to like diagnose your car, it goes into that same spot. So what we did, we built our own, manufactured here at New Lab with some custom components that allows us to send things over the air. So what we do is we plug this in here. It's really simple, it's a click. Voila, it's now plugged into the vehicle. And so what it starts to do now is it starts to pull that data from the OBD2, which is basically the car's computer. It's where all the errors and sensors are being told what to do.
Plain tells me automaker Tesla has made a $2 million investment into this development, and this is where the potential opportunity goes into full gear.
So like the algorithm doesn't know what to do if there's not a mechanic to teach it. So we need more people, honestly, to pass that knowledge on.
But clearly, more is needed to bring the concept of self-maintenance for autonomous vehicles together as one, including taking advantage of idle infrastructure, followed by potential investments by the big three right here in the Motor City.
And being able to say, hey, let's turn this and repurpose this building into a maintenance center. And then we need more developers. We need more people who know how to do these things, more robotics.
Paris Plain, the co-founder, also tells me if you own a Tesla and got an update regarding energy efficiency, it probably did come from them. So don't worry. In the meantime, give a look at more of Altrium's ideas at their website, discoveraltrium.com. Coming up, we take a deep dive into detecting common viruses found in hospitals. Also, did you ever think about the air quality in your community? We'll introduce you to one innovator who does. Welcome back. It's an interesting question. Have you ever thought about what's really in the air you're breathing every day? One Detroit entrepreneur is not only thinking about it, he's doing something about it. Here's a closer look at Just Air Solutions and how it can benefit you.
So we started 3 years ago, so we're fast and growing.
Darren Riley is the founder of Just Air Solutions. It's a program that's quite easy for residents in Wayne County to access. Type in justair.app and register your phone number to receive notifications. The goal is to put air quality data into the hands of communities to increase well-being and drive positive change.
Just Air Solutions' vision is simple: ensure that everyone has access to clean air.
Riley tells me this is another tool to truly know the air quality of where you work, where your kids attend school, and where you may simply spend a lot of your time.
Think of it like almost like a cellular network where we have different monitors or units around the city that's sending you data about the very air that you're breathing.
There are roughly 100 of these air monitors set up throughout Wayne County to gather that information, covering up to 2 miles per monitor.
This solar panel allows us to draw charge without plugging into electricity, give us flexibility of installing. In this box, there are samplers, so as air kind of flies by or breezes by, it's collecting those samples in real time.
In the world of AI, the results are simplified for us to better understand.
We're using AI to really tell the story of answering the question of, so what now, right? We got all this data, we got all these alerts, but what can we do about it?
For someone who recently developed asthma in the past few years, part of Riley's motivation is clear.
We always hear in our communities, once you know better, you do better, right?
Just Air Solutions is also set up in Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids and several other states. Check them out at justair.co. Let's go out to Ann Arbor now, where an exciting startup firm is building some new high-tech hardware with one goal in mind: stopping the spread of dangerous infections before they even start. It's normally used for national security, but is being repurposed for public health. This is Total Analysis.
Inside this Ann Arbor facility, tell me the name of this building here in Ann Arbor.
It's called MIHQ. It's been around for a while. It houses a lot of startups.
Dr. Daryl Marshall is fighting the good fight most of us never see against invisible threats living on everyday surfaces.
Helios is the god of sight, seeing the unseen. In places like hospitals, a lot of germs are actually spread through surfaces.
Dr. Marshall is the founder of Total Analysis, a startup developing Helios, a new kind of swabbing technology that scans surfaces for any dangerous bacteria in real time.
What this is, Josh, is actually a viral bacteria. It's just E. coli, not very dangerous. We put it on the surface and we're going to swab that surface. After we swab that surface, we actually introduce this directly to the Helios. What you'll see is an actual spectra arise from this. That spectra will then allow you to be able to identify your germ of interest.
It's a big idea that started small with a $300,000 federal grant to build this prototype.
I can't help but to ask, you would figure something like this would already be in hospitals.
Yeah, so a lot of hospitals have like great programs and they actually do swabbing, but a lot of times they send it to labs, and those lab visits take take hours or days. What we want to do is be able to provide on-site, real-time, within minutes.
All right, now Marshall is applying for a $2 million Small Business Innovation Research Grant to take Helios into the next phase.
Right now, places like safety net hospitals have a 1 out of 15 rate for people who walk in to potentially get a secondary infection. That's a big problem. We don't want that to happen to anyone. You shouldn't get sick by going to a place where you're going to get help.
Helios builds on technology already used at airports to detect bombs and drugs. Marshall's innovation is adapting that system to detect large molecules, what he calls germ fingerprints.
Just like you and I have fingerprints, so do germs.
The device is still in its testing phase, but the goal is to create a tool small enough to fit on your desk, with results delivered in just minutes.
Eventually, this will be a desktop prototype, no larger than a book.
For now, Total Analysis is focused on bringing Helios to professionals, but someday soon, this Detroit-grown innovation could become a standard tool in hospitals across the country.
Imagine if you have a potential infection spreading, the faster you get into it, the faster you stop the spread. So.
Dr. Marshall hopes to have the next version of the Helios prototype ready by the end of the year. If phase 2 goes well, it could move into hospitals and care centers in the next few years. Until then, you can stay updated at totalanalysis.usa.com/learn more. After the break, we sit down with the founders of Black Tech Saturdays. We'll have more on what this group has achieved in the first 2 years and what's next for them in the world of tech. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've seen how Detroit's tech scene is growing, and at the center of that movement is Black Tech Saturdays. It's a grassroots initiative that's breaking down barriers and opening doors in tech for Black families, professionals, and entrepreneurs across Metro Detroit. Now marking 2 years of impact, Black Tech Saturdays has become more than just a weekly event. It's become part of the culture. I sat down with the founders to talk about the journey, the challenges, and how they're building a legacy rooted in opportunity and inclusion. Johnny and Alexa Turnage, the founders of Black Tech Saturdays. First of all, thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to talk here inside of New Lab. You two, husband and wife duo, are the founders of Black Tech Saturdays. Tell me, just to start off this conversation, how do you feel right here, right now, with what you have achieved so far?
Honestly, really, really grateful. I mean, it's so rare when you have an idea, you get to see it come to life, but to come to life with the full speed and energy we have, to see so many people helped, but also to see so many people trying to support and saying this is important, just really grateful.
I think the purpose of Black Tech Saturdays was really to connect with the community in a different way. When we started Black Tech Saturdays with just 5 people, of course we never knew it would grow to this magnitude, but we had people coming who were like, you know, I kind of want to dip my toe in the water of tech. I'm either looking for a job, I'm either curious about technology. How can I get started in IT or cybersecurity? And we've been able to really grow this community in this garden of people who are really tech curious, but also connecting them with the resources.
Yeah, I would love to +1 that a little bit. With technology is rapidly growing. Everywhere you go, they talk about how Black people aren't in technology. But then when you start studying history, I'm like, oh, we were at the pinnacle of all the biggest discoveries, innovations. The woman who created the ability to put voice over the internet is a Black woman. So the fact that we all do this like FaceTime, Skyping and Zooming is like, oh, Black people, we did that. And I think when we think about our very first conversation, Josh, I think I said there's a misnomer. People are saying that Black people aren't in technology, but that's not true.
What do you think it's going to take to make Detroit the next big tech hub?
Collaboration across sectors is what it's going to take. It's going to take government, it's going to take the tech companies, it's going to take the tech founders. It's going to take a really collaborative approach of how we shine the Batman signal to say, why is Detroit going to be the tech hub? We have the dope creatives, we have the tech enthusiasts, we have everyone here working together. But if we stir that pot with everybody working on it, I think we're really going to see things take off.
When you think of tech initially, you typically think of Silicon Valley. How does
does Black Tech Saturdays change that conversation? How is Tech in the D adding to that perspective?
It's storytelling. I think Silicon Valley did a really good job of spinning up just the tech, but they didn't bring the community. Here in Detroit, we're bringing community and culture in a different way. And I also think we're being intentional, like Alexa said, with those collaborations. Let's get philanthropy involved, let's get the corporates involved, and let's help them see what we're seeing so we can get more capital, give people more opportunities to take a swing at bat, and celebrate it. Because when a great innovation or a great milestone happens, do you know it's a milestone if it just happens in a lab here? Like, think of all the cool things happening in this building alone.
We're sitting inside of New Lab right now, the mecca, if you will, for tech in the city of Detroit. What do you say to the people who are watching at this very moment who still remain unaware of the opportunities this place alone can create for them?
Well, first of all, there are over 150 startups right here on the New Lab in Michigan Central campus, not just from the United States, but they recruited tech companies from around the entire globe to come here and build innovation together. This is such a unique, beautiful space where you have the tech companies, we have venture capitalists, and we even have the labs where they're building raw, hard technology down in the basement. This place is so energetic and it's so beautiful. To see the Forge legacy come to life here on this campus, it brings us joy every day. We get to work around people who are building at a different level. When you're running a race or running a marathon, when you have people next to you who are running that same race, it makes it a little easier to say, you know what, I'm not crazy. I can go to somebody and get a quick, easy button on a question because we're working around people who have been doing this for quite some time.
And finally, guys, when it comes to Black Tech Saturdays, what's next?
So we're going to be doing some things to give out tips and tricks to youth programs on how to do tech activities, creating some more of those micro workshops. We want to continue to give very value-add experiences to people so they can keep growing, and we can get them prepared to either go after capital or just build their business, and ultimately all of us to kind of become each other's customers. That's something that's really been like a superpower for BTS, so more of that. And to close out this year alone, we're going to actually do a HBCU roadshow where we're going to go to 3 different HBCUs around the country to specifically connect with them on how we get that talent to look at Detroit when they graduate, so we can, one, continue to attract talent, but be very intentional with the kind of talent we want to attract to Detroit, and let people know that Michigan is trying to be a different partner, and so we're excited to continue that partnership. And then to close out the year, we have our annual holiday celebration. There'll be either a pitch competition or some type of tech demo day associated with that, and I think that's exciting. But us to continue on this growth journey and bring in some really cool people here.
Johnny and Alexa Turnage, thank you very much.
Thank you.
From bold ideas to real-world solutions, what we've seen is only a glimpse of how Detroit is shaping the future in its own way. Tech in the D isn't just about gadgets or code, it's about innovators, dreamers, and doers who are building a future that reflects the spirit of this iconic city. And whether it's coming from grassroots movements like Black Tech Saturdays or breakthrough work happening in New Lab, one thing is clear. Detroit is not waiting for the future to arrive, we are creating it. I'm Josh Landon. Thank you for joining me for Tech in the D. We'll see you next time.